Not all coins are created equal. A 1-cent coin could be worth millions of dollars if you know what to look for. From dollars to euros and pounds, the information in this video might just make you rich. So, break open your piggy bank, empty your wallet, and check down the sides of the sofa, because some of the coins coming up are worth a small fortune. US 1-cent coins are produced by industrial minting facilities that press designs in large quantities. However, occasional errors in the printing process create anomalies that become rare collectibles. In 1995, a misprint of the US penny resulted in thousands of cents being printed with a slight doubling of the letters in the word liberty on the coin's reverse. This blurred double die error occurs when a design die is improperly manufactured. The 1995 double die pennies are now worth around $50 a piece. In 1972, a more extreme double die cent was accidentally produced as part of the Lincoln Memorial series, where the lettering overlaps entirely, giving it a 3D appearance. Around 75,000 of these coins were produced, and although counterfeits were also circulated, finding a genuine example in your pocket change could score up to $500. The double die effect isn't the only coinage error which could earn a healthy profit on your unwanted cents. In 1999, the US Mint produced two varieties of the Lincoln Memorial penny, the close AM and wide AM variety, which references the spacing of the letters A and M in the phrase United States of America. Although the almost touching A and M variety is fairly common, only a few hundred widely spaced AM coins are still in circulation and are worth up to $500, provided they're definitely from 1999. The 1992 close AM penny is even more valuable for the opposite reason. In 1992, most cents had the wide AM design because the close AM wasn't intended for production until the following year. But in a mix-up, a number of Lincoln cents with distinctly close A and M lettering were accidentally released early and are now considered rare. Since this error is subtle and harder to spot in loose change, not many have been found, and in 2012, an uncirculated coin sold for over $20,000 at auction. If you happen to find one where the A and M should be touching at the bottom and the date imprint is 1992, you're in luck, as circulated examples can still sell for over $6,000. The profit you can make on a single penny is astounding, and some cents are worth instant bucks. In 1977, an error in the printing dies caused a large batch of pennies to be printed showing President Lincoln with an extra earlobe, which can now fetch up to $250 a piece. That's far from the biggest earner, though, as the 1969 S. Lincoln penny with a double die obverse is so rare that each coin is worth up to $35,000. And in 2008, one even sold at auction for $126,500. This notorious coin can be identified by its exceptionally strong doubling on all lettering, and the outside of the coin caused by a mismatched die alongside an S mint mark for San Francisco. When the error was first discovered in 1970, scammers began producing counterfeits, and eventually, the Secret Service seized all coins of its type, including legitimate examples. Experts estimate that the number of known specimens is now only about 40 to 50, but there are still some left to be found. One of the most sought-after coins is the 1943 Lincoln Head copper penny, which looks fairly ordinary at first glance. In 1943, U.S. pennies were coated in zinc because copper was required for the war effort. However, a batch of about 40 copper pennies was accidentally released when copper blanks remained in the press. Although fake versions circulated to cash in on the coin's rarity, these 1943 copper pennies occasionally turn up in people's change and can command $10,000, even in poor condition. In 2010, a mint-condition 1943 copper alloy penny sold at auction for a staggering $1.7 million, so it's definitely worth paying attention. If it's definitely copper and clearly dated 1943, you might be sitting on a gold mine. The U.S. nickel. In 2005, the U.S. Mint resurrected the bison reverse design on the Jefferson nickel, but an unfortunate error meant that around 900 of these new nickels were misprinted with what looks like a spear running straight through the bison's belly. The mistake was caused by a deep scratch or gouge in the die, which was rectified after the error was discovered. Within a couple of days, these speared bison nickels were already selling for well over $100, and in 2010, one of these rare coins fetched $1,250 at auction. One of the world's rarest and most valuable of all nickels is the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, which made headlines in 2018 when one sold for $4.5 million at a Philadelphia public auction. Only 5 known specimens have been found and sold, but officials believe there's at least a 6th out there. Do you have it? The U.S. dime, the Roosevelt dime, is the latest dime in circulation, and it has been that way since 1946, when it was released to commemorate the former president's death in 1945. When the 1965 Coinage Act changed dime's composition to 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy, all silver dimes were phased out entirely, and since then, their value has skyrocketed. Only a few originals have been found in people's personal collections, each fetching around $9,000 at auction, but numismatists are optimistic that there are many more waiting to be discovered. If the coin has a silver edge, it's a winner, but if it's silver with a brown strip, it's likely a less valuable copronical dime. Since 1980, all U.S. coins, excluding cents, are printed with a distinct mint mark above the date which distinguishes the city where they were printed. P for Philadelphia, D means Denver, S is San Francisco, and so on. However, in 1982, an anomaly occurred when the Philadelphia Mint accidentally released thousands of dimes with no mint mark, making them the first of this kind. These missing mint mark Roosevelt dimes are now worth hundreds of times more than their original face value at around $300 at auction. And although around 8,000 to 10,000 were found in Sandusky, Ohio, there are plenty more out there. The U.S. quarter in 2005, an amusing mistake in the printing of Kansas state quarters, meant that the signature "In God We Trust" inscription that appears on every U.S. coin read, "In God We Rust" instead. This occurred due to a buildup of grease on the surface of the coin die, which covered the letter T as it was struck on the coin's surface, and collectors will now pay up to $100 apiece. Another strangely valuable quarter known as the 2001 double-struck quarter should be easy enough to spot because it looks like 2 overlapping coins, which occurred when they were accidentally struck twice by the printing machine. Most of these unsightly error coins were intercepted before they could be mass distributed, but a few still ended up in circulation, and their value is now estimated at $3,000 apiece. In 2004, the state of Wisconsin minted over 453 million quarters featuring an image of a cow, a cheese wheel, and an ear of corn with 4 distinct leaves on its reverse. By 2005, word spread that 2 additional varieties of the coin were in circulation, each featuring an extra corned leaf, an extra leaf high, and an extra leaf low type. These extra leaves were likely illicitly added to a working die using tools found around the minting factory. Around 2,000 low leaf and 3,000 high leaf coins were released into circulation, mostly in southern Arizona and western Texas. They are now worth a minimum of $300 each, with some having sold at auction for up to $1,400. In 2007, speculation arose that the government had ordered "In God We Trust" to be removed from all U.S. coins after a number of commemorative presidential $1 coins turned up without the phrase. In reality, this was caused by a printing anomaly at the Philadelphia Mint, not a deliberate effort to erase God from American currency. The defect was easily rectified, but thousands of godless dollars still remain in circulation today, and they can each fetch around $300 on eBay. So keep an eye out for that missing lettering. Perhaps the rarest U.S. dollar, though, is the 1804 draped bust silver dollar class 1, which is sometimes referred to as the king of coins and has sold at auction for both $3.7 million and $4.1 million. Production of this 19th century coin was halted in 1904 by President Thomas Jefferson after they were being illegally exported to the Caribbean and traded for the heavier Spanish 8 real silver coin for profit. There are now just 15 known originals in existence, and only 2 have been found, meaning the rest could be stashed away in personal collections. UK 2 pence piece, although not as prolific, the UK also has its fair share of rare and valuable coins. After decimal coinage was first introduced in 1971, the standard 2 pence piece originally featured the words new pence on its obverse, but since 1981, this was replaced by the phrase 2 pence. However, in 1983, a mistake meant that a number of coins were struck using the old die, and these anomaly coins can now fetch between £500 to £1,000 online as long as they were issued in 1983. An even rarer 2 pence piece exists that looks oddly similar to the standard British 10 pence coin. This silver 2p was accidentally struck with a nickel-plated finish at the Royal Mint after a few nickel blanks were left inside the machine. Quality control overlooked the issue, and a number of these coins were released before the mistake was corrected. On 2 occasions in 2014 and 2016, these rare coins sold for over £1,300. Due to their unexpectedly shiny appearance, these rare coins are sometimes mistaken as fakes and thrown away, so you should definitely keep an eye out. The UK 20 pence piece. In 2008, thousands of UK 20 coins were incorrectly minted without a year of issue after the previous headside die was used with the new tails reverse die. The problem affected less than 250,000 of the 136 million 20 pieces minted between 2008 and 2009, and their value has increased steadily in the years since. If you find one of these dateless 20p's, you could be looking at a nice sum of around £200 on eBay. The UK 50 pence piece. Many commemorative versions of the 50 piece have been released over the years, and some are now worth significantly more than their original value. The 2009 Kew Gardens 50p for the nation's famous Royal Botanical Garden is arguably the most sought after by collectors, as just 210,000 were released into circulation. The coin's low mintage means that well-kept pieces are now worth around 500 times their original value and can sell for up to £250 online. If you happen to have any 2012 Olympic Sports commemorative 50p's, you could be in luck because the aquatic sports coin could be worth up to £3,000. When the coin was first released in packs, it showed a swimmer seemingly underwater, but the coins in general circulation no longer had watery lines covering her face, making the original design incredibly rare. The EU €2 coin. There are plenty of euros worth a pretty penny too. A special Henry and Adolphe €2 coin, made to commemorate the 50th birthday of Luxembourg's Grand Duke Henry and the 100th anniversary of the death of Grand Duke Adolphe, is especially rare. A maximum of 2.8 million were minted in Finland, and collectors will now pay around $150 apiece. Another €2 coin designed to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the death of Princess Grace Kelly of Monaco has become well sought after due to its low mintage of around 20,001. Its value has increased each year, and most recently, the asking price of this limited edition coin has been estimated at around $2,200. When the Greek national currency feared it would not be able to mint enough coins after the euro was introduced in 2002, it called on the Finnish Institute to help produce some 75 million coins. Each €2 piece features the same scene from classic Greek mythology, but any pieces minted by Finland were struck with an S in one of the stars at the bottom. If you come across one of these, you could be looking at a starting price of between $500 and thousands of dollars. Lastly, Germany's brightly colored series of collector's coins, which began in 2017, feature translucent red, orange, or green rings representing tropical, subtropical, and temperate climate zones. These €5 coins might be worth holding onto. They've already been sold in batches of 5 for $250 and individually for $50. With 2 more coins set to be released by 2021, the entire collection could be worth much more. Have you ever come across a rare coin in your own collection? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.